Happy Saturday. So I wanted to jump on this afternoon and talk to you about my 5 tips for reducing mindless eating. If you're catching this on the replay, my name's Amanda Nybert. I'm a registered dietitian specializing in bariatric and weight loss nutrition. And my goal is to provide you with relevant nutritional strategies to help you stay on track or get back on track with your weight loss. So I posted a blog earlier in the week about mindless eating. And this topic was kind of heavy on my heart this week because of Halloween. And I found myself mindlessly eating Halloween candy over and over and over. And it was really just the fact that the candy was in my house, which is something that I usually don't keep around. To the fact that I was just grabbing it here and there and eating it throughout the day. And it really helped me to see how that contributed to my mindless eating. So I thought that I would put together a blog and talk to you more about mindless eating. So when we talk about mindfulness or mindless, what does that mean? Well, with regards to eating, that means eating on autopilot. Eating because it's noon, because that's traditionally a lunchtime. Maybe you're not necessarily hungry, but you just eat because it's lunch. So kind of eating on that autopilot can be somewhat mindless. The other thing is distracted eating. The most common one would be eating in front of the television. All of us have at some point sat down with a bag of chips in front of the TV and we're just sitting there and we're eating, and then all of a sudden we look down 30 minutes later and we've eaten the whole bag. That's mindless eating. There was a big research study done on people with popcorn sizes. So the people that were given a small size of popcorn obviously ate less than the people that were given a large size of popcorn. So if you supersize, if you put that large in front of you, you're gonna eat it. Size, portion control can be a huge benefit for reducing mindless eating. Using external cues versus internal cues. And what this means is the Clean Your Plate Club, that you don't really slow down, you don't really see, am I full, am I not? You just stop eating when the plate is empty or when the bag is empty. So you want to utilize less of those external cues and you want to use more of those internal cues. So my 5 tips to helping you get on track with mindful eating begins with number 1, hydrate. A lot of times we feel hunger throughout the day, we feel sluggish, we feel tired, not because we need more food, but because we need more hydration. So pushing water throughout the day is a really great way to reduce your want and need to kind of nibble and graze throughout the day. So drink. If you feel hungry between a meal, and you have just eaten, I always say drink 12 to 16 ounces of water as quickly and comfortably as you can. Then wait about 30 minutes. If you're still hungry, you may need to eat. If you're not hungry, you weren't hungry to begin with. You were probably dehydrated. You were probably thirsty. The signal for thirst and hunger are very similar. So give that strategy a try. The next time you get hungry between meals, try to really push the water intake and see if that satisfies you. The next thing is slow down. We are always in such a rush. How many people can find themselves eating a meal in literally 3 to 4 minutes? I mean, you just sit down and it's gone. We kind of inhale it. And when I think about slow eating, I think about my grandfather, because I remember sitting around the table with him when I was little, and nobody could leave the table until he was done. And I used to be like, what the heck? This guy takes so long to eat. But that's just kind of like that generation. I mean, they sat down to a meal. They enjoyed their meal. They tasted their food. They ate slowly. They allowed their body to tell them when they were full and satisfied. It can take 15 to 20 minutes for your stomach to finally tell your brain you're full. Well, we've already had 2 plates by then. So we know that if you sit down, you take really small bites, you really slow down, you're going to eat less. So try to make your meal last a lot longer. Number 3, reduce distractions. Absolutely Turn off the TV, get away from the computer, put down the book, put down your phone. You're definitely going to be more apt to be overeating when you're distracted. So try to give yourself, a good 15 to 20 minutes to sit at a table. Again, think about your food, taste your food. When's the last time that you actually tasted what you were eating? What do I taste? How does this feel? How delicious is this, or how horrible is it? So use that strategy, again, to help you eat less by reducing the distractions when we're eating. So don't eat in front of the TV. If you're going to eat, you got to come to the kitchen. You got to sit at the table. That will reduce kind of that distracted eating. This is a big one. Out of sight, out of mind. I work with a lot of clients within my program at the hospital, and this is probably one of the biggest tips I tell them. If it's in your home, you're going to eat it. So you got to stop buying it. And it's just like this darn Halloween candy. I cannot wait to throw it away because it's every time I walk by, it's there and I'm just going to grab a piece. So people talk about this with their work. At the work, they have a break room and it's got candy jars, or you have that one coworker that has a candy jar on their desk. So every time you walk by, you want to grab a bite, you want to grab a handful. So out of sight, out of mind, get it out of the way. If you're seeing it on a regular basis, you're probably going to want it. My theory is that we are so exposed to unhealthy food, junk food outside the home that I try to limit the amount of junk food and unhealthy food in the home. So out of sight, out of mind, don't buy it, you won't eat it. Put a big bowl of fruit out and front and center and make that the foods that you're choosing. And then the last thing is to think more about the why you're eating than maybe you think about the what you're eating. Why are we eating? Why am I eating? Am I eating because I'm hungry? Am I eating because I'm sleepy? Am I eating because I'm stressed? Am I eating because I'm happy? Why am I eating? If it's not because you're hungry, then you may think twice about that. Okay, I'm not really hungry, so why am I eating? And it really just helps you to connect where those emotions come from. Again, I work in a big surgical practice, and a lot of times my clients will ask, am I going to be hungry after surgery? Is it going to take away the hunger? Well, surgery doesn't necessarily take away hunger for life. But what I tell them is that you can't really bank on not being hungry because we eat for so many other reasons than hunger, So just because you're not hungry doesn't mean you're not eating. So think about that. So I would encourage you over the next week, we're in a really unique time of the year where we have lots of holidays, between Halloween and New Year's. We're going to be more social. We're going to be eating foods that we're not traditionally eating, treating ourselves out and about, less time for exercise, all of these things that can contribute to weight gain. If you simply just go into your day with the intention of being more mindful, you'll probably be much more successful. So use this strategy over the next couple of weeks to help yourself prevent the holiday gain. Yay! Okay, so if you found this information beneficial, I am sure your friends and family would find it beneficial too. So I encourage you to use the share button below. Share it with your friends and family. And if you have any questions about mindful eating, post those in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer those for you. I hope you have a great Saturday, a great weekend, and I hope the next time you sit down to a meal, you are more mindful about what you're eating. See y'all later.